Oh, God, Tess. You didn't take the camera with you, Tess. You just left. All you did was leave. You didn't take me with you. God, girl, you can't just do that. Where are you? Huh? Oh, there you are, honey. Okay. Idira! The tall, middle-aged woman stares straight ahead, her eyes vacant as she rubs the implant at her temple. Her collar is undone. One of the clasps is on the verge of falling off. Sensing your presence, she turns her head towards you and offers you a crooked smile, even as her eyes look right through you. Things are strained between you and Argenta.
The little sister is afflicted with her own set of voices, ones that whisper to her about corruption and heresy. The silly girl doesn't realize that if she wants to find the source, she needs to start by looking in her own head.
So, does Idira know the truth? I have a question. Does she know the truth right now? No. Like, because that says to me that a certain someone knows. But if she did, I feel like Argenta would be dead. You know what I mean? So, like, I am very confused right now. Like, 100% confused as to what's happening. Or, like, is that what a voice is telling her? Oh, maybe it is. What's it like being a Psyker?
Lord Captain, forgive me, but it would be like talking to a person born blind about colors. I could spend hours explaining, but it wouldn't make any sense to you.
That's sadly fair.
Every Psyker feels their connection with the warp in their own way. One person might see spots and shadows out of the corner of their eye. Another feels fingers running down their spine.
Oh, no, thank you.
As for me, I've got a door in my head. One that's open just a crack. There's no way to close it, no matter how hard I try. I've just had to get used to the whispers from the other side. When I need to use it for work, I listen in more closely. But I usually just try not to notice it.
How do you live with the whispering?
Training, habit, and a little amasec and a couple other things you can get on the lower decks. If you put all those together, it makes things bearable. Sometimes I even wonder if I'm imagining half the voices I hear. You know, when life on board gets a little boring. Better than listening to the living, anyhow.
Does things actually get boring on this ship? What would happen if your door burst open?
Well, if the door opens, that means somebody's planning to come in, right? But screw them. They're not coming through. Trust me. I know how to keep my valuable head locked up tight.
I mean, I trust you. Trust me, I do. Can you see my future?
All right. That's what I'm here for, after all. So, I'm just going to lean on that door in my head a little more, prick up my ears, and listen to what the warp's got to say about you. If you'll allow it, I can listen right now.
Sure.
All right. Let's hear what they're whispering about you.
Idira laughs, rubs her hands together, and suddenly freezes with a vacant smile on her face. Her head slightly tilted. You feel goosebumps appear on your skin, and your collar begins to waver ever so slightly, as if moved by a breeze from a half-open door.
Seek not on firm ground, but in a golden hall suspended in the void. There waits a child without kin, but with a name blind to truth. She draws the brush across the canvas and does not notice that her palette is full not of paint, but of blood. And with each smear, this well does not deplete, but fills and fills up to the brim. One thing is clear. When this vessel overflows, none will remain unstained.
That's, Cassia, isn't it?
Among the blind men and false prophets, a red-robed sage seeks the answer to a question. He does not know that it is not the answer he must seek, but the question that will draw everything into focus.
Pascal.
Will you help him, rogue trader? But mark that sometimes ignorance is sweeter than oblivion.
Oh my god, she's prophesizing all of our companions.
A chained hound chases after glimmers of the aurora, but sparks and the scent of oil confound his nose. A chain trails after him. What will happen if you pick it up? Will you become his mistress? Or merely another beast in the pack of his true lord?
Is this Ulfar or is that Solomorn?
The glow of dawn bursts forth from its prison. Dungeon walls cannot contain the dark essence wallowing in the dust. A naive cub pushes his nose into a familiar hand, one that holds death in twisted glass. Cherish it or cast it off as a burden. The sword of change has already been raised. What is one more life to it?
That might be Ulfar. A glow of dawn bursts forth from its prison. Dungeon walls cannot contain the dark essence wallowing in the dust.
I'm sorry, Lord Captain. The voices are going wild. I can't make out a thing. I'll try to rein them in somehow, but for now...
No, that was amazing. Did you know Auntie well?
None of the officers knew the Lord Captain well, not even Abelard, and she was always closer to him than anyone else. She told me from the off if I ever listened to anything in the warp about her without her permission, I'd be going out through the airlock. I'm not an idiot, so I never stuck my nose where it didn't belong, only when I was asked. It's hard to wrap my head around the fact that she's gone. Lady von Valancius gave me everything I have. She opened the stars to me and the paths between them. I still think I can hear her voice.
Where did you come from?
Lyra, an outlying world in the Heathen Stars region. In the Koronus Expanse, the deeper you go, the less visible the Astronomicon gets, and the less people know about the Imperium. The arrival of a rogue trader is the best thing that can happen to a world like that. The very best.
We'll talk about... We've talked about the other stuff, so we'll come back.
Of course.
Because I am desperate to, go. I want to go. So, I think... I don't know what... what do we want first? You all are not here, and you will be very far away from... I'm far away from you, kind of thing. It's just there's distance in when recording versus seeing, so I think we're going to the prison first. I think that's what I want. I want to go to the prison first. I kind of want to get Cassia last. I don't know why, but I do. I don't think we got her the last time. I think we went to Rykadi Minoris last. I personally would like to go get Cassia last. Thank you. So, oh god, this is so crazy. Lord Captain, Astropathic Choir Master Zachary Wise is asking to speak with you via a private channel. Greetings, Your Ladyship. I can report that the choir is listening tirelessly to the Immaterium in the hope of picking up voices from the dynasty's ships or worlds. However, we have heard something horrifying. Instead, amid the Immaterium's tumult, something is screaming. This scream is driving your choir mad. Until it stops, we have no hope of contacting any dynasty worlds. It's coming from the Rykadi system's astropathic station. I don't think we've been introduced. Indeed not, and we meet under lamentable circumstances. My name is Zachary Wise, and I am proud to be the choir master of your ship's astropathic choir. The duty I perform is to keep you in contact with the Expanse via astropathic messages sent through the warp by trained Psykers. What's the nature of the scream? We do not know, Your Ladyship, but it has brought the Immaterium to a boil. It's always been a violent, roaring ocean that could spell doom to any who would consider stepping into its waters. Now, however, it's become a cradle of madness where expelled images fuse together, twisting and cackling, before crashing into the minds of all who perceive it. A mighty warp storm, the likes of which I cannot recall, rages in the Empyrean, and it fills me with terror. So a warp storm is a huge warp storm stretching across the galaxy and the result of catastrophic rift in real space. If the scream stops, will we be able to contact someone? I humbly hope so, Your Ladyship. Perhaps we will manage to send call for aid to the Von Valancius world or one of the dynasty's allies. Alright, We're gonna pay that ship a state. Okay, thank you, your ladyship. So, it's you. We said so. So is this? Wait, this? This? What is this? Did we have this? Help! Did I have this before? The astropathic station is dead ahead of the void. I think we did have this last time. It's motionless. There's lifeless silence across its Vox frequencies. Its lights are out. Even those who have no warp sensitivity can feel the presence of death. It is here, lurking in the shadows. All of this makes reading the reports of the ship's astropaths, who claim to be hearing an incessant ghostly howl emanating from the station, all the more disturbing. Oh no, apparently this is, contact the station. This station is not responding. Perhaps there's no one left. The enforcers offered their prayers and proceeded to enter the uncanny station. What they saw inside was monstrous. Astropaths upon their thrones, not quite here, not quite now, smudged as it were across time. Servants reliving their horrible deaths again and again, only to be reborn out of ashes and blood into more agony a moment later. The warp manifested itself here, twisting the very nature of existence. The main hall was covered in a crust of psychic ice. A green-robed, blind old man sat motionless upon a tall throne. He was quite literally embedded in the ice, yet he was still alive and still screaming. Send Wise to the station with a squad of bodyguards. Choirmaster Wise boarded the station in person and proceeded to the choir's hall. He stood silently for hours in front of a man frozen in ice and held a telepathic conversation. Then Master Wise offered a prayer to the God Emperor, and the unfortunate man passed away. Upon returning to the ship, Wise reverently presented the Lord Captain with a grim trophy, the late choirmaster's amulet taken from his frozen body after death. Where against mute? Ooh, I'll give that to Idira. Or Heinrich even later. The psychic's shriek carrying across the immaterium has been silenced, but this has brought the crew no relief. A chilling realization came to the astropaths when they discovered that the cry was masking a different sound, one even more terrifying and surreal. It was a melody of a cataclysm born from a warp storm of titanic power, so intense that the entire expanse must be able to hear it. It muffles astropathic messages and crawls into Psyker's minds, evoking everywhere the same image. A dark, gaping, beastly mouth, cleaving the universe in two. Now that the mad choir master has finally stopped screaming, the song of the Immaterium has reached the rogue trader's void ship too. Order the station to be explored. A brief and chilling chronicle of the station's doom was found in the scribe's records. A warp disturbance of monstrous proportions wiped out half of the choir at once, turning the astropaths into living portals through which torrents of Immaterium's energies poured out. Those who lasted longer bellowed and howled about a black rift that split the universe into before and after, and a darkness that would devour the Astronomican's light. No. Burn everything. Free them. No, she's not. She would never. Void torpedoes shatter the fragile station. One can only hope that the unfortunate souls captured by the warp have perished along with their home. That's the best chance we can give them, right? Wait. We need this. We gotta go here first. Trust me. Trust me on this, okay? The Vox crackles to life and Master Helmsman Ravor addresses you. What we have here, Lord Captain, it's not very noticeable, but there's a void ship sitting in the local asteroid field. It sure is quiet, like it's huddled up in there on purpose. Not like I'm surprised. The thing is more scrap heap than ship at this point. Somebody sure went to town on it. We're registering critical damage to the hull and depressurization of several compartments. Oh, there's an incoming transmission now too. Hear us? The Vox transmission hisses abruptly, cuts to static. Do not require assistance. Pete, do not require assistance. Copy? The Vox relays a different voice. Keep following, they'll pass us by, won't they? Forever protects. Lord Captain, I'm told our augurs cannot determine the allegiance of the vessel. To be brief, there is an unidentified and badly damaged vessel within the asteroid field near the Rykadi Philia colony that's refusing help, which, not to put too fine a point on it, has not yet been offered to them. Ravor, establish communication. Yes, Lord Captain, the connection is established. Unknown vessel, we are receiving you. Identify yourselves. I repeat, identify yourselves. For a brief moment, the Vox only hisses and snaps, and then several voices at once start shouting over one another. Don't tell him we are done for. This is Thunderfang. We are, one of the voices falters uncertainly, and it's replaced by another. A merchant vessel. Do you copy? We are a private merchant vessel. A merchant vessel? Of course they are. Damn, my stupid head. Where did I hear this name before? Thunderfang. Thunderfang, why can we not identify you? You can make out a hoarse and furious whispering even over the crackling static. Why? I don't know. What if? Certainly not. The whispering dies and a clear, youthful voice cuts through the static. Our vessel is badly damaged. Damage is preventing the correct identification. We assure you, merchant vessel Thunderfang does not require aid. Ravor? Telemetry shows multiple hull breaches, most likely caused by guns of a combat ship. Several compartments are leaking air. The bridge has been almost completely obliterated. 2 of the engines are critically damaged. Somebody gave them a thrashing so solid they barely managed to limp away. Thunderfang, what happened? The Vox responds by bursting into a cacophony of sounds, words, and emotions. Someone chuckles bitterly, another swears with some foul explicitive, and yet another hisses, furiously demanding that the others shut up. You managed to make out little from all this noise. We were just flying, minding our own business. Straight out of the blue. Open fire. Miracle we could get away. Emperor protected. And then more fire. Who? Void only knows. Roasted our tail. Bombed everything. Our folk, are left without our help. We never got to them. Thunderfang, stop playing games. Explain again what your business is here. And this time I highly recommend the truth. Happy now? What have you done, idiot? It's too late now. The Vox channel is again filled with angry whispering of several voices. The whispers and static are drowned out by a clear and slightly frightened voice. Do you copy? We are from the Fellow of the Void. We did not come here to loot on a different business to help our own. Out of jail. Do not hurt, please. We're already had our Kronos cleared. How about striking a deal? Our hold is full of plunder. I mean goods. In case you were unaware, Lord Captain, the Fellowship of the Void is a disorderly assembly of several dozen pirate factions in the Koronus Expanse. They consider themselves above regular heretics solely because they sometimes have Vox conversations with those whom they are about to board. Were it up to me, I'd make them eat a salvo from the macro cannons to shake the scum loose from their decks. They certainly deserve it. The honey-eyed voice of High Factotum interrupts the translation with a polite cough. I would wait on destroying the vessel if I were you, although the moral aspect of their livelihood do cause some awkward questions. The Fellowship of the Void remains a major supplier of goods to the local market. Perhaps you'll find dealing with them acceptable, especially in a situation where performing a warp jump is impossible. All right, Thunderfang, prepare for commercial exchange. Yes. Okay. So this is the start. I promised myself we would not be bad at this. So they like heretic Xeno artifacts, jewelry. I can only offer melee weaponry. And I can offer them ranged weaponry. Good trade. Great. See? And then honestly, I can offer them that too. Did that help at all? Did that actually, I put it in. Oh, did that just go to cargo? I'm kind of curious. Did that go to cargo? Where did it go? Did it go to the void? I don't know. The Immaterium took it. That's fine. Trading. We got... So my boys will fetch you anything your heart desires. So we got this. We have a profit factor of 10. I can't wear that. Flamer. No. Camouflage robe. Each heroic act used in battle increases the word's dodge. That's not a bad one. I'm going to leave it for now. Okay, so Thunderfang. I love the Thunderfang. It's literally fantastic. I hope everybody enjoyed that. I love that ship. And just talking to them because they're so bad at what they're doing. It's like, in my head, all I can do is picture, like, especially a noble Tess, just like thoroughly amused. Like, she is just sitting there listening in on all of this like it is the local hot goss with all the other nobles, because if there's one thing Noble Tess loves, it's a good bit of hot goss. Like, girl is a fan of it, especially when it involves anybody but her. You know what I mean? Because then, like, it doesn't matter if it's not about her what she cares. She just wants to know what's going on. Girl is nosy, so nosy. I can't even. Where is you?
It's about time. Places such as this make me think of snow.
Oh?
Pure and untainted by human squalor, under the frozen light of a star that illuminates everything, to the very depths of one's soul.
I'm confused as to why this... You know what? I appreciate that. Okay, are we...
This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
Escort, everything is calm on my end. Vicario. Hi. The young woman stares at you, adjusting her uniform nervously. Your ladyship, 1,000 pardons if I addressed you improperly. Have you come on behalf of Governor Medina, or are you here on other business? If it's the latter, you ought to know that there's been a riot at the local prison. It's quite dangerous here. Abelard, teach the riffraff the proper way of addressing her sovereign. Abelard glares at the woman, his brow furrowing. Officer, the person before you is Tessera von Valencius, a rogue trader. Although you are, from what I gather, a subject of another dynasty, you would do well to introduce yourself with proper decorum. At once, sir. The woman stands at attention. Captain Raquel Vicari, servant of House Winterscale and the pilot of this shuttle. It is an honor to be greeting her ladyship von Valencius. What happened? There is a prison riot on the planetoid. Sadly, it's been led by the prison warden himself, the Honorable Anathong Castilia. He has allied himself with the rabble that he himself was supposed to watch and declared Rykadi Philia to be independent of the authority of the system's lawful governor. I came here as a shuttle pilot alongside the Honorable Yvain Winterscale, son of Caligos Winterscale, rogue trader, vanquisher of Xenos, forever triumphant over the enemies of humanity, she details, enunciating every word of her overlord's title. Young Lord Winterscale wished to speak to the warden personally. The Honorable Lord means to put an end to this lawless treason. He and his escort left to meet with the insurgents while I was ordered to wait. Yeah, this is because here. Yvain. Abelard mutters, stroking his beard. One of his distant younger offsprings? Yes, that's as much as I know about him, which means he hasn't distinguished himself in any meaningful way. The warden himself is spearheading the riot? Yes, she bites her lip. No one expected this. Master Castilia is a nobleman from a respected governor house and a vassal to House Winterscale. All of a sudden, he proclaimed Rykadi Philia was now his personal domain, that the prisoners were his subjects, and that he would never bow to anyone again. It's pure heresy. And I take it they're looking forward to a diet of sand and gravel? Kind of madmen would start a revolt on a barren rock. Why would young Winterscale have felt the need to parley? She sighs quietly. It's a personal matter. Master Castilia, the seditious warden, is Lord Yvain's childhood friend. When my lord heard the riot, the news saddened him greatly, and he rushed here without delay, in hopes of bringing his old friend to his senses, no doubt. The first Winterscale in my memory who prefers to talk first rather than shoot and slash. She smiles slightly. You're quite right. The young Lord Winterscale is not his father's shadow. If he is determined to save his friend, he will try to do so no matter what obstacle gets in his way. I'm looking for a man by the name of Heinrich van Kalox. Is he here? Unless it's one of the prisoners or guards, then it seems unlikely. There are no shuttles in working order other than yours and mine. There's nothing else anyone could have used to reach this place. Okay. Anything else? Some of the rebel have holed up in the barracks. I don't know how many, but given that this is the only way through to where the negotiations are taking place, I'd expect heavy resistance. Please take caution, your ladyship. Lord Winterscale's guards mined the entrance so that the rebels couldn't get to the shuttle. No more questions. The woman freezes for a moment before asking hesitantly, your ladyship, if I may have a minute of your time, I wouldn't have dared to trouble you with a personal matter, but the situation. In any case, have you been to the capital, Rykad Minoris, yet? I wanted to ask if you saw a man there. Communications officer by the name of Jaspar. What's your relationship? We're engaged, your ladyship, she declares somewhat bashfully. I have not yet and know nothing of the officer's fate. Yeah, it's a shame. May the Emperor keep that fool from harm. Thank you for your time, your ladyship. I do not dare delay you any further. Good luck to you, your ladyship. I will contact Lord Yvain's party over Vox and inform them of your coming. So, we can find him, by the way, Jaspar. Which we are absolutely positively 100% going to do and be like...
I better myself through my service.
Didn't we save him the last time and tell him not to be an idiot and, like, die because, like, his fiance was waiting for him? I love when Tessera can tell people to stop being an idiot. She does that a lot. Not gonna lie.
It's about time. I've been meaning to ask, how are you keeping it together so well? Don't you ever feel awful without her?
Enough, Tlus. We have a duty to the new rogue trader. You would do well to focus on that. If you keep your mind busy, you will have less opportunity to fill it with awful things.
I'm restless.
That Abelard interaction is always interesting.
The light of terror shines
Where
for us.
he's just like, we don't have...
Join me in prayer.
Girl, I just need you to come get that. Like, he's just like, we don't have time.
Duty
We
prevails.
don't have time to miss Auntie.
None shall stand in my way.
I think that's the hardest part of what they do. I think that's the hardest part of being part of the rogue trader's retinue, is that anything happens to Auntie, anything happens to Tess, anything happens to a rogue trader, you don't have time to mourn. You've got thousands of lives that depend on you and an empire to help move forward, you know? There's no time. What is this? Prisoner diary. Grok shit, why me? Why? I missed my tithe payment 12 years ago. 12 years! The inspector's rig got lost somewhere in the bowels of the planetary administratum and was lying there this whole time. They made sure to remember to tack on the fines every month. By the time they found the blasted paper and finally informed me, the total sum was so obscene, it would take 3 generations of my descendants, if I had any, to pay it off. My fate was sealed, trial, sentence, prison, all because of some daft rotter who shoved my paper in the wrong box. To be fair, I think I got off pretty easy. My bed in the barracks is about as hard as that slab of rockcrete I've got at home. Working in the quarry isn't much tougher than my old job, and the rules? Void take me, that old sod that governs Rykadi Minoris is a bloody sadist by comparison. It's a strange old place. I haven't been beaten once yet. The guards bark orders all the time, but they never hit us. They all got this kind of inner circle of special chosen prisoners. The optimatum, they call it. If you can get in, Emperor's my witness, you get an actual day off. They let you out of your cell and into the yard by the big barracks. And I tell you what, they let you rest there and feed you better than whatever swill they're giving us in the canteen. They told me it's to improve our motivation and all that, to foster a stronger desire to reform and become a worthy servant of the Imperium once more. But I know it for what it is. Just a club for the Warden's favorites. The same story as everywhere else. Suck up to the people in power and get some swanky perks. They say the whole thing was the Warden's idea. Funny man, our Warden. He looks more noble than nobility itself. Tall, groomed, teeth even, eyes burning, boots so polished you can see yourself when you move to lick 'em. But that nutter doesn't much want people licking his boots. He walks around looking like he's deep in thought, all right, with only a couple of guards at his side. And sometimes, if you can believe it, talks to prisoners. What's your name? He asks them all quiet like, why were you condemned? Do you feel remorse? He never even yells at no one, never orders to have him flogged. Instead, he doles out rewards to the special ones. Keeps telling us things like how we should strive to make society believe in us again. Whatever you say, Master Warden. Starting tomorrow, I'll be trying to join these optimates of yours. I'm stuck in here till the day I die, and that means no return to society for me. But with the Emperor's help, I might just join the ranks of the local elite. Oh man, I'm so sad. I don't think we read this the last time, or if we did, it's been so long that the context was missing for us. Because like we didn't know what happened next, but this is so interesting that like you can already kind of see where we're headed with this story, and that it's weird. Argenta says it's weird. Everybody agrees it's weird. And to those of us that are new to Warhammer, so like when I first played this, I Warhammer what? Like I didn't know Warhammer. I came here because of Owlcat. Like I'm an Owlcat fan. That's how I got to Rogue Trader, was Owlcat. And so you're just like, wait, why is that bad that he's nice to everybody? Because it's Warhammer and it's weird. It's like the best answer you're gonna get. And the fact that like you're seeing
This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
but then you're seeing somebody take advantage of it is really, 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 really
I woke
well
up with
done.
a feeling of wonder.